I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Beth Reilly, and I am with the Flamingo Group, and I'm a realtor. And our team has been very interested in the building of green homes. And the start of this is with Joe Pasma from Enercept, and he's the national sales manager for the Enercept Incorporated. I have lots of questions for you, Joe. You talk a lot about efficiency, air efficiency, things like that. Could you talk a little bit about, because I know whenever anybody hears airtight and clean air and all that, they really want to know what is the airflow in something this well constructed and closed in.
From a building science standpoint, the buzzword, I guess, is build tight, ventilate right.
Okay.
And what that means, if you think about back to that stick frame building and all of those joints, and you go to St. Paul, the Summit area, and the old brick buildings, they're real leaky and drafty. And it's very, so what do we do in the wintertime to take the drafts away from our windows? We get that 3M clear plastic and we stick it on our windows and use the heat shrink to tighten it up. And what we're trying to do when we do that is eliminate the air leakage that's occurring at that location. So with SIP construction, and really with any high performance construction, whether it's stick construction or SIP construction, that's really what's happening in SIPs. As we put those together, we use a sealant between the joints of the panels. And then on the interior side of the panels for the walls and the roof, there's a tape that goes over that. And what that does is it minimizes any air leakage that occurs. So in reality, it's like making a baggie. The house becomes a baggie, if you will. Well, that in and of itself can be a problem because we as people, we bathe, we breathe, we exude moisture. That's
Right.
that issues that you're talking about from a moisture standpoint. Well, what we need to do to minimize that is to put in air exchange systems, a ventilation system. That's the ventilate right side of the building science acronym, if you will, or building science philosophy. So you have them, you've tightened the envelope up. Now you put in a mechanical system that can draw fresh air from the outside and exhaust stale air from the inside. And not only is the air stale, that's exhausting, but we're trying to keep the moisture content, our relative humidity in the wintertime, down to a manageable level so that we don't get condensation on our windows and those kind of cold locations. So again, the insulation being thick enough that you don't get condensation in that because it's solid, there's no airflow in there. That's what that sealant and tape minimize. So then now it becomes a real comfortable living space. And you can also then, as you bring in that fresh air, you can filter it. So if it has allergens in it or things that we as people don't agree with, that filtering, that mechanical ventilation side of it and the filtering makes it a very comfortable,
easier to manage, actually.
Yes, almost a safe haven, if you will, depending on the time of the year. That we all suffer from hay fever and allergies and all of those kinds of things.
I like the build right, ventilate right, build tight, ventilate right. That's a good thing to kind of keep as a buzzword.